Hi, hello, and welcome back to another video. My name is Duck, and I want to apologize for my voice. As you can maybe hear, I am a little bit sick, so forgive me for that. As you guys can see, we are not at our usual place of residency, because today we will be talking about Duet Night Abyss. I have been led to assume that everyone in the Wuva community by now knows about Duet Night Abyss. So I will be making this video with the assumption that you at least know that Duet Night Abyss exists and have heard from the sidelines what it is about. There are a few things I would like to talk about before we get into my personal first impressions of the game. And I want to tell you guys these bits and pieces of information because I believe it is kind of necessary to understand my point of view. First up, the day of recording is the second day of DNA's release, so it is the 29th of October right now. And you probably have heard that a lot of players had issues on the first day of launch, which is understandable. I don't know a single live service game that didn't have some issues on their first release day. I am personally playing on European servers because I have heard that apparently on the 29th, so today, a lot of American players are having massive server issues. The game constantly keeps buffering and they can't play. And I am also playing on my PC, so I have no experiences with mobile whatsoever, although I have heard that the game is almost not able to run on mobile because of optimization issues perhaps, or other things. I am currently rank 38 and I have been playing for about 15 to 16 hours. I have not yet tried the co-op feature because I don't really like matching up with randoms, and my friends have not yet been able to play the game due to not really wanting to. One last thing, I did skip parts of the story, and yes, hooray, we have a skip button. Yeah, I have my own reasons for skipping parts of the story, which we will get into now. So far, I have only played with the English dub, and I don't really plan on changing that because it's really, really good. Personally, the plot of the story is okay. It's nothing special because, of course, once again, we have two amnesiac protagonists. Not just one, but two. One for the price of two. Two for the price of one. For all those who don't know, we have one person who is a fox hunter and one person who is an imperial captain. And the reason why it's called, Duet Night Abyss is because we have two different protagonists. Anyway, personally, I think the beginning of the story, you start as the fox hunter, was really good. And the very brief story with the imperial captain was also it was very good. I enjoyed myself a lot more playing through that part of the story because it was just very loaded with action. And the mystery and the main character themselves is kind of cool. However, now we come to the bad. The tutorials are kind of gate-kept by the main story quest, meaning you can't progress your own account unless you do the main story quest. And the main story quest, at least chapter 1, as far as I know, is about 3.5 hours, or 3 hours long, where you just read, if you read everything without skipping. And that is why I skipped about 1/3 of the first chapter, if not more, because I really just wanted to progress my account, and that was not possible if I hadn't unlocked everything. So basically the first chapter feels like an elongated tutorial, which I am not the biggest fan of, considering it is a 3-hour-long quest if you want to read. Personally, I also don't think that the story had me in a big enough grasp. The first hour and a half was really interesting and I read everything, and there are a few characters, Camilla, the main character, the fox hunter, that I really liked. I also liked Outsider, but the rest, it just didn't really catch me enough. It was nothing special, in my opinion. The premise itself seems fine enough. It is, again, a amnesiac protagonist who's probably gonna save the world in the end because there's something special. Why can't we just, like, be an ordinary-ass person for once who becomes really cool? Anyway, next up I want to talk about the progression itself. Again, it is heavily locked behind the main story quest, meaning either you read the entire story and your account and your levels, your characters progress slowly as hell, or you skip the story and then can just start the grind. And holy fuck, the grind is real. It is genuinely a grind. Again, I have been playing for about 16 hours, and I think about 4.5 hours of that was just quests, main quest, and obviously the tutorial quests. And I am now able to level up my characters to max 50. To max level 50, which in my opinion is completely fine. However, let us talk one moment, what exactly do I view as progression? First up, we have the trial rank. I think that's what it's called. Then we obviously have characters, meaning being able to level up characters, being able to put different demon wedges or echoes or artifacts on the characters, being able to unlock the character, and getting their introns, which is the equivalent of constellations or sequence nodes. And for the last part, what I view as progression is weapons, leveling up weapons, putting on artifacts or demon wedges on the weapons themselves. Because yes, in this game, you can also put echoes, whatever you want to call it, demon wedges on the weapons. And how to unlock and level up the weapons. Let us start talking about the characters first. Because of the pre-registrations, we did get quite a few characters for free, kind of at the beginning of the game. For example, Rebecca, then Berenica, and the main character. Throughout doing the quest, you also get Daphne for free, you also get Truffle and Filbert for free, and you get Margie and Outsider for free. So that's already quite a good range of characters you get for free. Now let us talk about how you even get these characters. In all honesty, it took me quite a while to even understand how to properly get the characters because I'm just head empty, no thoughts. Here we can buy them from the store with money, which, you know, it's fine, it's whatever. It's not even that expensive. Don't do it though. Like, you don't have to, you can just grind. And you can buy, in quotations, you can buy a chance to get the character from the store. And why I say you can buy a chance, because first off, there are secret letter queues. That is the first thing we'll be talking about. Secret letter queues you can get from anything. You get it from doing quests, you get it from exploring, you get it from doing dungeons or domains, you get it for basically anything in the game. As you can see, I have 543 and I already used quite a lot of them. And then you exchange these secret letter queues for a secret letter. And here comes the first slight issue. You get it, and you think, okay, nice. Do I have the character now? No, you do not. You just bought the chance to get the character. You go to combat, then you go to commissions, and then to convert commissions, and here you can exchange the bought chance, or the secret letters, for a chance to get the character. Basically, as you can see, you select a secret letter here, so the chance of getting the character. You click on the secret letter that you just bought, and then you can start the dungeon. And now here's the thing. You have a 50... Whenever you finish the dungeon, an item will drop. And you have a 50% chance of getting one of these 3 things, which you really don't need. That is not that important. Then you have a 40% chance of either this dropping, and to be honest, I don't even know what you use it for, and a 40% chance of 2 character fragments dropping. 2. Only 2. And then you have a 10% chance for 10 fragments to drop. Now, what exactly are those fragments and why do you need them? As you can see, when you go to a character that you don't have, it shows you exactly how many fragments are still needed for you to unlock the character. And from my understanding, that it works the same way for character constellations or introns. So you need 30 character fragments to unlock the character. So if we go back here and we select a secret letter and we go for any character at all that we want, we have a 40% chance of 2 fragments dropping and a 10% chance of 10 fragments to drop. So in most cases, 10 secret letters are not going to be enough to get the character. Not at all. I had to use, I think, 16 to get Rhythm. And I really wanted her. I've been grinding and I really wanted her, and it took me about 14 runs to get her. Now, that itself is okay. It is a bit time consuming, but what it is, the characters are all free, so I take it. But as you can maybe see, we have more characters here than you saw from the store earlier. That is because they're not all here. You can't buy all of the character letters from the store. Now, how do you get these other characters? I don't think it is said anywhere. As a quick little side note, I kind of had to figure it out myself as well. You go to the Nocturnal Echoes, which is the equivalent of weekly bosses. And as you can see, these weekly bosses drop character letters. Or can drop. I think every run you do, you get between 3 and 5 secret letters of said character. So, and in total, 5 different characters are only available via weekly bosses. And as you can see, I have already used up my 5 attempts per week to claim the letters for Rhythm, because I really wanted her. Meaning I can only get another character next week from that selection. And the same counts for their introns, which is kind of scuffed. I think it might be better to do it so that once you have acquired said character, they will be available in the store for you to buy, so you can get their introns faster. But I digress. They want to make money too. I understand. And one last thing I want to mention. You can equip not just demon wedges on characters, but also a literal Pokemon. They are called Genimon. They're just Pokemons in disguise. You basically find them on the street, you feed them, and then there's a chance for you to get the Pokemon that you want, and they will give you specific buffs. Next up, let us talk about weapons, how to get them, and why farming them is an actual pain. Real quick, something that is very cool. You can equip any weapon on any character. I can give her a scythe, I can give her a double sword, I can give her a spear, I can give her a normal sword, I can give her a broadblade. You can equip any weapon on any character, which is very cool. Some characters are more proficient with specific weapons, but I don't know how much that actually matters. Now, let us talk about how you even get these weapons. You can also exchange your secret letter cues for a weapon letter. Now, it is very important to understand that you can buy the chance to craft this weapon. Not obtain, to craft the weapon. You go back to commission, convert commission, and then you go on weapon. And then you can select your secret weapon letter, and then you can just, like with the characters, have the chance to obtain the blueprint. Now, you need the blueprint to even be able to craft a weapon, so you need to farm until you get this 10% chance for the blueprint. Then you need to get the grip always, and you need to get the blade as well always. And I do believe that you need the precision magnets too, but again, I have already farmed for a different weapon, so I have 10 of these. You need these 4 items to craft the weapon. So once you have all of that, you go to your forgery, and then you have to craft the weapon. Usually you would see this here, but sadly that is not available right now because I do not have a single blueprint. And here comes my next issue, which is very nonsensical to me. If you got the blueprint for a weapon once and you craft that weapon, the blueprint just disappears. Your forgery person cannot, your blacksmith cannot craft that weapon anymore. You have to farm again and again until you get the blueprint again, which I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why it has to be that way. It is what it is. I think that's not really cool, but... And then I want to talk about one last thing when it comes to weapon crafting, which are the sharpening potions. From my understanding, the sharpening potions and the projectiles are needed for ranged weapons and close range weapons. And I know it doesn't look like much, but you'll always need 2 for one weapon. So you need 2 projectiles for a ranged weapon and 2 sharpening potions for all close range weapons. And this was kind of a pain to farm for me because as you can see, have to farm. You have to do quite a lot. And these, like, the Luna Momento are one dungeon, and these are all in a different dungeon. And these are... It's annoying. It's really annoying. It's a long-ass grind. Farming for one weapon took me, I think, 3 hours, 4 hours, maybe longer yesterday. One thing I want to quickly talk about is the main character. As we've established, the game has 2 main protagonists, a fox hunter and a imperial captain. And you get the main character's introns through progressing in the story. And the main character itself is very strong. They give you a shield. It's very nice. I will be leveling them up to max as soon as I can. My first issue is that I was very, very excited personally to play the male Imperial Captain character because I thought he was really cool, and I don't know, I just like people with white hair and red eyes. I have issues. But point being, you can't play him. He's not in the game right now. I mean, he is in the game right now. You can play him in bits and pieces of the story, However, he is not available in your character archive. You cannot play him. He's not unlockable, he's not there. Which makes me really sad, because I was really excited to level him up and play him, but he's not available. And I don't understand why. I genuinely don't understand why. Maybe it's because the protagonists first have to meet, for whatever reason, I guess, but yes. Now I want to talk about character movement. First of all, there is so much freedom in terms of how you want to move, at least from what I can tell so far, and it feels really, really good to just move around, and it feels very smooth as well. First off, you can jump. And you can do a double jump, which is great, and then you can dash. And you can also dash in the air and then do another jump. So you can jump, dash, jump. It's not really new, but it's nice. It's nice to have. Then you can also crouch, which is great. It's amazing. And if you are moving around while crouching, so if you move and then crouch, then you slide, which is very epic. And you can, if you combine the sliding motion with a jump, so if you press space, then you will do a helix leap. Like so. And you can also do a helix leap in the air, which looks very funny because you can slide in the air and then you can just do a helix leap. And another thing I want to mention, that we have no stamina in this game. This game has no stamina, so you can do this infinitely, all you want, and nothing's gonna happen. You can also do that mid-boss fights, so your stamina is not gonna deplete mid-boss fight. And another really cool thing is that when you're in the air and you shoot around, you go down way slower. For example, if you would like to cross to this little ice bridge over there, you can... For example, if you wish to cross over there, one thing you could do... give yourself a bit more movement. Moving around gets pretty intuitive after a while, but considering there is so much, it takes a bit to properly get a grasp on it. And now the last thing I want to talk about in terms of movement is climbing. As you can see, your character doesn't automatically grip onto whatever wall you want to climb on. And how the game explains it to you is you run into a wall and just continuously press space for them to do this. And as you can see, it's kind of clunky. It's kind of clunky. It doesn't work that well. It's not fun.
doing?
They just killed a guy. What the fuck? They just unironically killed him.
Let's leave. I will punish those who aren't faithful to love in the God of Love's name. This time, we'll make it up. My venom is surging like my passion for love. How much longer must we arrow? Rounds of blood. Sweet venom going down your throat.